Angelica. Now then, 61 years ago today, anyone heading into Bristol city centre would have seen some very strange goings-on.
World War II was over, but Britain was facing a new terrifying threat, and Dan Snow, who I love, has been meeting the people preparing to deal with it.
This is post-war Britain. The streets are littered with casualties. The rescue services are stretched to the very limit as they deal with the horror of an atomic bomb. But all this was just a mock scenario, and it was called Exercise Medusa.
Scenes of atomic warfare were staged at Bristol on Sunday. And though it was all make-believe, the measures taken by the city's civil defence force seemed real enough.
Bristol, like many cities, had suffered the bombardments of the Second World War. But by 1951, there was a more devastating threat. Nuclear war. The scenes witnessed at Hiroshima meant the government knew they were unprepared and something had to be done. Bristol became the very first city to try and construct the potential devastation that would follow an atomic attack. Exercise Medusa outlined how Bristol would deal with the aftermath. The two-day event would bring together Britain's armed forces with ordinary members of the public who had joined the Civil Defence Corps. They were trained to do crucial jobs like first aid, fire defence and rescue work, and were ready to do their bit. Jean Walsh was 19 when she took part in the Bristol exercise, and we found this footage of her on the day. So Jean, what was your role that day?
I was a fake casualty. I had glass in my face and my forehead, this sort of thing, and the blood running. And we sort of picked our spots in the rubble and wait to be rescued. And unfortunately, I was never found.
What?
So I would still be there to this day, had it been real.
Was it exciting?
Yes, in a way it was fun, although the training was taken seriously.
By this time, a sharp snowstorm had added an extra trial for the defence services, giving it all an even more grimly realistic air.
At the time, did it feel like you were doing something really important?
Yes, it was important to know that perhaps we were ready if something drastic happened.
One of the crucial jobs volunteers were trained to do was detect radiation. If a nuclear bomb had gone off, you'd have been walking around with the Geiger counter?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And if it registered too much, we had to back away. That's what the Geiger counter was for.
Hiroshima had been destroyed by a nuclear bomb just 6 years before, so everyone had a clear idea of the devastating consequences of an atomic attack. So was what was happening here in Bristol just a bit of propaganda?
Exercises like this were part of an attempt to create the impression of atomic war that was survivable and manageable. But at the same time, they did genuinely believe that training like this and the volunteers were going to save lives in an atomic war.
But surely there wasn't much they could actually do if a nuclear bomb had gone off?
Well, no, not in the early 50s. The atomic bomb was an enormous weapon, but within, say, a mile or so of the epicentre, there would have been enormous numbers of people who would have survived.
For the volunteers in Bristol, the threat of an atomic attack was very real, and they wanted to be ready. And why did you join the Defence Corps?
With this threat of the Cold War, I thought it was very useful to help people.
When you went to the pictures, did you see Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the newsreels?
Oh, that was sickening, I think, yeah.
Did you feel like you were making a difference?
Yes. I know he's going to do something towards help the people what was alive, yeah.
So with hindsight, do you think the exercise was worthwhile? Would it actually have helped if a nuclear bomb had gone off?
With hindsight, had this really been a nuclear explosion, I don't think we couldn't have gone in there because life would have been finished.
Just 4 years after Medusa, a top-secret government document, the Strath Report, revealed the true devastation that the new hydrogen bomb could cause. And the focus moved to deterrence. The Civil Defence Corps continued until 1968, but its role became more about reassuring the public. Their efforts may seem a little bit naive now, but in fact, they're testament to the lengths to which ordinary people, like the volunteers here in Bristol, were prepared to go to in order to protect their cities in the face of a terrifying threat.
Thanks.